Welcome to Yes Offense. Trigger warning, disclaimer, whatever you want to call it, this podcast will feature graphic language about sex, race, violence, and anything else that might make people uncomfortable. However, this is a comedy podcast, and everything and anything talked about on it should be viewed as an attempt at humor. Like, if you hear anything on this podcast you don't agree with or like, please just turn it off. No one on here is a politician or actually affecting the way you live. So if you genuinely have a problem with anything said on here, redirect your energy at a real issue going on in the real world. Now let's get into the show.
Woo! Here we go.
This thing, it's become, I feel like it is the intro now where I'm constantly staring at this and going, all right, it's going to work. It's going to work today, because sometimes it dies in the first like 10 seconds.
Oh, no.
Whole episodes have been lost. So I was talking about before this, which would really, really suck. Maybe I don't.
Neighbor is
Hey, we're gonna need the whole neighborhood to just kind of quiet down. Hey, Bushwick, we're doing a podcast.
Hey, I'm podcasting over here. No, if you guys aren't from here, right?
From New York?
Yeah, originally.
I'm Long Island.
It's the same. Yeah, you guys consider yourself completely. Long Island and Staten Island are it's different.
Where are you from?
It's
Connecticut.
Oh.
Yeah.
Yeah, Long Island is like, I don't know, it's very suburban. So like, I feel I can't say I'm from the city. Like, absolutely, some people do.
Right.
Some people lie.
No, it is separate, but it's still part of New York. But it's, I don't know. That's lame. Whatever. I'm asking just because I'm killing time between the first minute. It's already good. Anyway, welcome to Yes Offense, you guys. You guys know it's Alex Tomaselli. I'm your host, and this week we got some ladies on the podcast. It's been a while since I've had female guests. Yeah, for real.
Oh, hell yeah,
it's bad. I was looking at because I've been doubling them up lately, and it's just been lining up with people who I'm just around. And then I was like, I've done 6 podcasts, and they're all just straight white dudes, which is fine. But because I am one, but I was like, we got to spruce this up.
Yeah, we get some straight white women in here.
Yes.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
You ladies are here.
Damn, sluts.
Welcome. Yes, Sarah Barnett, welcome to the pod.
Thank you.
And Chloe Fimiano.
Yeah.
Yes, I said it right. You're the one of the people I've had on where I was like, if I've said people's names wrong before, and I was like, I'm going to say this one right.
Yeah.
I'm going to get it right.
You got it. It's really not hard.
No, I just never. Fun facts. I've been telling people like, oh, I'm doing a podcast with Sarah Barnett and Bay Romano. I've been saying your Instagram name.
This keeps happening to me.
And people are like, who is that? I go, it's Bay.
It's
God
Bay
damn it. And I have to go on my phone and I'm like, I've actually never, I don't think we've met each other in real life, but it's always been like, hi, bye type thing.
I don't think people know my name because I will go to mics or shows and people are like, it's Bay Romano. And I'm like, oh, you don't know me.
It's a pretty funny Instagram name. I remember when we became friends, I was like, it's a good pun.
I appreciate that. Wait, is it Barnett or Barnett?
I take either, but Barnett technically.
Oh,
okay.
I was close.
Wait, I
Did I
didn't
say
mean to
Barnett?
Yeah, but who cares?
My best friend Chris's last name is Barnett. So
With an
it just
E,
snuck
yeah.
in. Yeah. Barnett.
It's tricky. It's
Barnett.
tricky.
Sarah
Yes,
Barnett.
if you all are saying it along at home, Barnett. Yeah. with dooties.
Sorry.
It's okay.
That's on me. Now I fit.
No offense,
I
though.
focus
No
so.
offense, though. No, none taken.
No, you know,
I focus so hard on Chloe's
Fimiano.
name. And yeah, well, Dave Caggiano was on this once, and I butchered his name, and I butchered Dennis Sleeper. I didn't think Dennis Sleeper's name was Sleeper.
Oh.
He is the fakest sounding
That
name.
doesn't sound like a name.
When I first met him, I was like, that's not your name.
Dennison.
Yeah, Dennison.
It's not
I just said
name,
Sleeper.
dude.
You sound like a British spy.
Yeah.
Like,
It
that's
does.
just not real.
Oh, it's Dennison Sleeper.
Yeah.
He jumped out and made a parachute with a British symbol on
Yeah.
Union Jack tat, like ass tat or something.
it. Yeah.
I hope he has that.
He looks like a criminal with the tattoos. He's got the Joe Rogan
Yeah.
tattoos. Shout out Dennison, dude. He did the
Good
pod,
dude.
and we had to scrap the episode because Omri was also on it, and Omri turned his mic off in the first 2 minutes of the mic, and I didn't know it. I didn't notice until after recording.
Oops.
But luckily,
We got our
you guys
mics
have
on.
not. That is good. Much nicer all around smelling than Omri. Just Omri. No,
I'll take it.
yeah. Anyway, ladies, Sarah, we have also it's weird because I've only met you guys like in passing.
Yeah.
But or like I've been on shows where I feel like both of you.
Yeah.
And I've liked both of your sets, and I was like, I'll get them on the pod one day. And now you're both here.
We made it.
And that's
We
it.
made it,
Now I
totally.
feel like this is our first conversation, so I apologize if it's a little.
Now let's
off
get
and
into it.
awkward. You're a twin?
I'm a triplet.
Or triplet.
Yes.
That's what someone was telling me.
Yes, I'm a triplet. One of them lives here. The other one's in California.
Is it the other one? Who's the other one? Do we know them?
No,
Oh, okay.
her name is Emma. She's come to some of my shows before, but I really try and space them out because she does not
Seen
want to
a
go
lot.
to all of them, which is fine. So she's here. She works for JP Morgan, like runs marathons. The other one is a data scientist in San Francisco. She also runs marathons.
Interesting. You don't run marathons.
No.
You say that like you also have a great job and you're killing it.
Yeah, but I make bad choices.
No.
I make good choices.
Wait, so as a triplet, are you like, do you have that twin telepathy bullshit with your triplets?
We kind of like we know what the other ones kind of are. Like we've had times where we've all texted each other the same thing within like 5 minutes, and it's been like either like this YouTuber we all watch put it up. We were all like New Fundy Fridays, or like we know exactly what our mom is going to say to something, and we like have the same mannerisms and stuff. I don't think I can read their minds. I think
Okay.
that's kind of a myth.
I think because I've dated one half of a twin numerous times. I think I won't do it again. is what I'm saying.
Identical or fraternal?
Identical.
Why won't you do it again?
Because they're no, the identical
You
ones.
think they love each other more than they could love you?
Not even that. They justify their own actions with each other.
Oh,
So
yeah.
all they have to do is call the other one and say, "Do you think this?" And if they go, "Yeah," it's done. Like there's no. They almost have what you call it? Like a replica obviously but
Yeah.
like someone that they can clearly bounce off their ideas.
They can like
with.
always co-sign their
Always,
bullshit.
always, yes.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Identical
I could not
twins
get it. I'm a guy. I could not get my emotions out correctly.
I would say of like all the multiples, identical twins are the specialists. They're the most
You're not
codependent.
identical.
Fraternal.
Oh, thank God.
We're not identical.
I was nervous about you being in my house. I'm not going to lie.
Identical triplets is extremely rare.
This girl's a freak.
It really, like identical triplets doesn't really happen at all. It's
Oh, okay.
very rare because an egg would have to split 3 ways. But identical twins, I feel like they are the most codependent. I feel like a
Yeah.
lot of identical twins operate as a we. Whereas my sisters and I aren't like that. Like they're my best friends, but it's not
Plus,
like I
they're all
don't
split around,
I don't
yeah.
need them to like make life decisions with. Like we'll do that. Like we don't live together or anything like that. But yeah, identical twins, and also like you said, love each other more than they love you. That's like a true thing.
yeah.
Like just because
How could you not? It's like just looking at yourself.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, I get it, but I also
It's
don't.
weird.
Yes, because I don't trust it. And horror movies, they're always weird. The twins, you know.
identical twins marry other identical
I've seen it.
twins.
Yeah, that's
fucking
bananas.
weird.
I saw it at a grocery store I worked at.
They got
What?
married there?
Yeah. Well, I'm pretty sure they were a couple.
Yeah.
It was 2 older men who looked exactly alike and 2 older women who looked exactly alike, and they always shopped together. They had carts, and they all looked alike. So I was like,
Yeah.
that's 2 twins who married 2 twins.
Yeah.
My grandparents also they're not twins, but they married two sisters. Like
Oh.
each of them was like married a sister. So the 2 sisters married 2 brothers.
Oh.
Yeah.
That's kind of cool.
That's kind of cool.
Yeah, and they lived next
Usually,
to
like,
each
I'm
other.
doing the
Yeah.
math if it's creepy or
It's
not.
not.
It's not. It's 2 brothers from one family marrying 2 sisters from another family.
Yeah, that's pretty
Yeah.
cool.
So it's like just they linked.
That's so convenient for
It
family
really is.
reunions.
Yeah. They really, and they lived next door to each other for a long time.
So if anyone has a hot brother, me and Emma are single.
I'm single too, and I'll just dip in there.
You have a third hot brother. Who's got the third brother? We need triplets, all right?
honestly, now I'm thinking about it, my grandfather and his uncle looked a lot alike, and so did my my grandmother and my aunt. And now I'm wondering if they were twins at all, and if they are, and I'm a spawn of twins.
Oh, man.
Or I'm a spawn of spawns of twins.
Spawn of spawns.
That would explain a lot.
Maybe that's where your internalized hatred is
Yes.
coming from.
Yeah.
Yes. Oh,
Some people get weird.
You're
with
gonna
the-
get a free
yeah.
therapy session with 2 women.
I like
here.
that. I thought I'm gonna call my mom after this. Let me tell
Yeah.
you, I'm gonna figure it out. But if not, I'll be like, oh my God. Even
I
though
will
it's-
say some people get weird with like some people jump right to like incesty gross shit, especially with like female twins. People will ask that. I'm like, that's disgusting.
Thank God I didn't go there. I didn't think to go there. I did think.
He rips out all those pages. It's like, okay, this question isn't going to work.
I have always thought, now that you've brought it up, because you've brought it up, because you're not identical, so it doesn't matter to you, but I've always thought if like identical twins are getting like fucked, if the other one's like sitting there and is like, you know what I mean? Just
feeling it, sympathy,
or
orgasm.
it's just like, or it's just like, I feel funny right now. I
Well,
wonder why.
if it's two twin women, probably neither of them are probably feeling it.
Oh, no. They're feeling something.
They'd
It's
be
just
like,
probably
"Oh, you
just-
didn't come last
No,
night. Sorry, girl.
no.
That's
I
right.
felt
Yeah.
that."
I guess so. Yeah. The guys you guys date. That's a problem. I have
It
a
is
bit
a
about
problem.
it. You ladies, do you guys have the slut drawer on the side of your bed?
It's
What's
like a
slut drawer?
vibrator and
Yeah, all
condoms
the stuff
and
in
lube.
the drawer, everything in the one drawer.
I have 2 condoms in my purse, and that's it.
I have a box on my shelves, and
There
it
you go.
has vibrator
It's got
cleaner,
something. Yes.
condoms, lube, and this like one fucking handcuff thing that
Yeah.
my
Always
ex
something
used.
weird.
Yeah. Yeah.
I have a bit about it now, but it's like every one of those drawers, whenever I see them open, I'm like, what the heck? There's always one thing where I'm like, what is that? And I have
My
to always
mom just came over too, and I had to hide the
just
stuff.
throw the thing.
Yeah.
Slut.
Yeah, I'm like, I don't know what because I'm moving, and she's very nicely going to help me move, but I'm like, what am I going to do with the vibrator? Because I'm 28
Do
and
you
I
have,
do not
like-
want my
Put
mother
it
to
in a
find
shoe.
it.
Do you have like one of those,
It's a big one.
the Owen Gray ones?
Oh, it's
Put
not
it
that
in a
big. It's like the size of this microphone. Oh yeah, in a boot.
Put it in a boot.
In a winter boot.
Yeah.
You're like, it's huge.
Yeah.
I don't even get it.
Yeah.
But the
I
size of
have a weighted boot, Ma. It's on this side. Only this side.
Put it in
Don't
a
look in it.
Timberland.
What's the weirdest thing you found in a slut drawer?
Well, I had to put on a cock ring once, and I didn't like that
Yeah.
it was just there. She was like, "Put this on," and I was like,
That
Alright.
seems not.
was
That
not-
seems not okay.
didn't feel good and did not help or work.
Cock rings should be a mutual purchase.
or
Yeah.
a fresh
fresh,
open
yeah.
Should be, yeah.
Like
you don't want
clinical.
to use cock ring.
No, but the weird, nothing too crazy. I joke that it's like a gun, but it is something like spiked handcuffs or something like that. I'm like, why?
Yeah.
Why do you ladies like to get tied up and stuff? What's wrong?
No,
What's-
my
what's that
ex likes
deep-seated
to
thing?
get tied up. He
Oh.
had a lot of shit about it. I
God.
didn't even really like doing it that much. That wasn't like my thing, but it was like something I did for him. But I was like, this dude was like 6'4", worked in finance, and I'm like, okay, fine. It's
always them, dude.
It's always those guys. Yeah.
We were talking about this on the last podcast. Like, my ex, a few exes ago, was like that. She was like, I want to get tied up. And I was like, I'm not doing that just based off of movies. Because anytime someone gets tied up in a movie, something goes wrong. Anything can go wrong. Someone has a heart attack. A monster shows up.
Yeah.
I don't know. Like, and you're tied up. You can't move. So I was like,
Yeah.
no, never. And I don't understand it. I don't get it.
I-
You not control. I don't know.
I don't like it.
Not for me.
Oh.
Chloe. I was like, I could shed some light
I kind
here.
of had a realization because I'm kind of like new to like getting back out there because I was in a long-term relationship for a little, but or 5 years.
5 years.
Oh wow, that is a long time.
But now I'm like, like an adult woman having casual intercourse. But
Damn.
hell yeah. But I realized that because I was like hooking up with someone and it's like if it's not because I like was in love, like now when I
I
hook
know
up
where
with
you're going.
someone, it's like, oh, like let's just let it be like rough and crazy because then the opposite, I just feel like I'm like cosplaying love and
Oh,
it's
okay.
not that.
Yeah, no,
And that's like sadder. You know what I mean? So it's like let's
kinda
just like fuck.
it. I kind of like
I
And, like,
understand.
fucking
slap
someone that
me.
I don't care about because then it can be like more like it can get a little. I don't know. Like it can be rougher if I'm dating you. I'm like I don't want to fucking. I don't know. Like
I know what you mean.
yeah, I'm
Know
not
exactly
articulating
what
it
you
very
mean.
well.
Yeah.
No,
Yeah.
I know what
I
you mean.
get it. I can't fuck friends anymore. That's a new.
It's a new.
It's not a good idea.
It's because it gets weird.
I've had sex with someone who is now my friend. And
You can do
I
that.
Don't. it is weird, but I'm not, it's the first time it's actually working where I'm like, I don't hate this person. You know what I mean? I'm not like fiending.
I know
to
a couple
like,
people like that where I could where like we have hooked up, but like now I would just see them. I'm like, oh, that's my buddy. Like that's fine. Some people no.
No, some I've been thinking about that lately because I was like, my ex and I, we were cool, and then we broke up, and then a few months later we were not friends at all or anything anymore. And she was one where everything was good, and I was like, oh, this is great. I'm actually like maybe things I can be friends with my exes, and then everything went to shit.
You can't.
Well, exactly.
I don't think you can.
Everything went to shit, but now I'm friends. I'm not friends with my most recent ex, but we're very cool. Like we don't have a problem.
That's good.
Like we're friendly, and I check up on her, but we're not trying to hang.
Yeah.
I look through her window.
Yeah,
I make sure she's good.
I check on her while she sleeps.
Yeah, I follow her to work, stuff like that. Yeah,
Just
I
friends,
make sure
just being cool.
once she gets through the door at night, I can go home,
Right.
hang my hat up. It's a good day.
No, man, but we are on good terms, and but it's comforting because from that situation I was like, oh, it is me. Like my exes and I will never be cool, and now that I am cool with my ex, and this most recent thrust I had and I are friends, I'm like, all right, let's keep it going.
Yeah.
So I don't.
I think if you were friends first, you can walk it back. But if it
Sort
just
of.
started out
If you
romantic,
weren't, if you weren't
can't.
really friends, like
That's what
Yeah.
Anyway, it's fine. I'll figure it out.
it's like
I don't think about it. Clearly.
you act like my
I don't
friend.
think about it much.
Yeah.
Just 23 hours a day.
Yeah.
That other hour, great.
It's just weird. I never understood. So I'm like, we act like friends now because we know each other because we're fucking. It's like we weren't actually friends. You just
Yeah.
slid into my DMs. Like that's all that happened.
Yeah.
Like I don't.
Yeah. Yeah. If friends don't have sex, I'm trying to say that. I've definitely had girls like that where they're like, we could just be friends though. We were friends before, and I'm like, no, we weren't. We met. We hooked up. We kept hooking up, and now you want to be friends,
Yeah.
and it's like that's not fun.
And now, like,
you're you're dialing it back to the less fun stuff, and then we're not even hanging out as friends. That's the thing too. Like, let's be friends. It means like, oh, we're just not gonna hang.
Yeah.
Why would we hang out?
No. Why would we do that? Yeah.
Yeah, it's already seen you naked, idiot.
Yeah.
Anyway, right?
Where's the button?
No.
Which one?
The
For what?
sluts
The
one.
sluts one? I'll do it for myself.
There we go. Three in the pot.
We haven't hit the other three. We haven't had to hit the other two.
What
we
are
haven't
the
had to
other
go.
ones?
They'll get
We'll
there.
come up. We'll
We'll
come
get
up.
it when they come.
All right.
When it's time. When
Yes.
it's time.
Let's.
Let's go. Well, you guys are talking. You guys.
You're
Well, I have a thing, and I'll
Did you
skip
think you'd
the-
have to coax us more? Or
No,
coax
this
us
is perfect.
more?
Actually, this is no, because I'm like that's a
flowing.
decent
Conversation's
segue.
flowing.
Well, because you guys we're all talking about sex stuff, and if you guys on the internet, clearly, you guys seem to, like, whenever you have a silly thing happen romantically, you post about it, very openly.
Us specifically?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, mainly Sarah. You're
messy.
I'm like
Yeah.
called out.
Yeah. No, not in a bad way. Sorry, I didn't mean that in a
yeah.
disrespectful way.
No, it's fine. I like
I
mining
enjoyed
for
it.
material.
That
Yeah.
was cool. I felt like.
Where else am I gonna get
You know my material.
funny
Well,
things?
I creeped on your Instagram today as I was like
Hell yeah.
similar themes to talk
Yes.
about.
I don't know if I talk. Wait, I don't know what I've posted.
Not
talking
even like
about.
that. You have a very like what you not what's the word? It's like again bad. This is bad for podcasting. Not knowing the word.
Do you mean like I'm open about my life?
No. You like whenever you see I feel like you had a picture. You even posted about today. You have a thing about like people holding hands on the subway,
yeah.
and it's very you have a very tongue in cheek way of making fun of like romantic situations.
Well, I'm
or-
actually
or,
trying
like,
to change that.
Okay, because you also again you have like DMs. It seems that you get that are pretty silly, and you post.
Oh yeah,
them
because
too. They're pretty funny.
I mean, my dating life is a nightmare.
Yeah.
But I'm like really trying to not be cynical,
That's the word.
and I'm
Cynical.
I'm
Chloe's the best
trying.
with words, dude.
I'm really trying to reframe like my views on love because I want it, and I like don't want to like. I think as like a comic, like, you're always like I want to tell jokes about it being shitty, but like as a human, apart from being a comic,
Yeah.
like I want to believe in love.
Yeah, I agree.
So I'm like really trying
with
to
you.
earnestly change my thoughts on
I
it
worry
all.
about if I'm going to be any good at comedy if I'm happy and in
Oh,
love.
yeah.
I
Yeah,
don't
you'll
think
be
so.
fine. You'll be fine.
I don't know though, because right now I have a bit that I absolutely love that I'm doing, and it's just about how the person I want to love me doesn't, and it's just like so good. I'm like, but if I'm not that, I'm not going to be funny.
Nah,
like,
you'll figure
I'm
something
just
out.
happy. Like, fuck her. We don't want to. Yeah.
You'll figure it out.
Yeah.
I've felt that.
Because then you'll get a boyfriend and he'll annoy the hell out of you.
Yeah.
and
That's
he'll
true. They'll talk about
that.
him. Yeah, that's true. That's true.
I also thought, I was like, oh, if I get a girlfriend during stand up, it's going to be harder to either do stand up or like socialize.
Yeah.
It's actually way easier to socialize because you just don't have to worry about being perceived as a creep.
Yeah.
Especially if you constantly bring up your girlfriend. Like,
Yeah.
I would do that just to be like, I don't
Yeah.
want to have sex with anyone. Like, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
But like, and then,
Hey, I don't want to fuck you, okay? You're disgusting to me.
I got a hole at home, all right? But no, that and also whatchamacallit, you do have, it opens up a whole nother realm of things to make fun of.
Yeah.
It's
true.
a fun time.
That's true.
But
I think I'm going to do that one bit forever, though.
do
I think.
it. And pretend you can pretend you don't have a boyfriend for.
That's
a chunk
true.
of the
I
set.
will.
Yeah.
That's well. I've done comedy without a boyfriend for a while, so I can keep it up. I think it's interesting though. I think about like comics that women who have like I think Eliza Schlesinger got married, and like her other special was about that, and she's pregnant and everything. So yeah, it's just like different phase of life.
Yeah.
I guess. And I think we also get like attached to our own the personas that we have, and we like when we're on stage that it's hard to like have permission to move into something new, and that's what I'm like working on right now. Is like with comedy, I see this is like getting philosophical. I see people who are on stage.
Modern day philosophers we are.
I know. And when they talk about cum, it's like this. No, and there's like they have certain mannerisms and certain ways of speaking and certain ways that they are presenting themselves, and I want to be more like that, but I'm not. So I have to start accepting certain things about myself. But I'm also scared to change it. I don't even know. This is like for my journal. This is not for the podcast.
I know what you're saying.
Personally, I view comedy. Can I put this here?
Yeah, of course. Just to make sure it's spill. You're good though.
A what?
Just as long as it doesn't spill, we're good. Yeah.
Okay. He's yelling at me. He scolded me. I think to me the ideal of like becoming the best comedian you can be just means figuring out who you are.
Yeah.
The most Sarah you can be.
Yep.
That's how
I'm going to shove a Diet Coke up my asshole.
And I got news for you. That means you're gay.
Yeah.
Yeah. And you know, you probably are.
Oh. And I didn't know that. Sure, why not?
I know exactly. Some people say like I'm almost like they're like you're you on stage, but you're like you're not. There's like just a chunk missing, and I'm like I know what you mean because I have trouble like if I have a bit that's stuck a certain way, I have trouble like rewriting it or doing it a certain way because I'm so locked in, and I can't just like freely riff on it the way
And
I
jokes
would
are like
in
your
real life.
children.
Yeah.
I feel like we all have this where we have ego about certain jokes and we almost don't want to change them because it's like, no, it's perfect. But they're never perfect.
Exactly.
You have to like, of course, every bit evolves over time. But yeah, you get kind of defensive about certain things.
Oh yeah.
So.
Yeah.
I feel like last night I had two sets. One, I just did my material and it was like a mid set. It was fine, but I just like did all my material. I wasn't like super loose or whatever. And then the next show, I was like bummed out about having like kind of a medium set. And so then I was like, it was like later. I was like kind of like I was so exhausted, so I was just like, fuck it, I'm just gonna get up there and like just do whatever. And I did like 8 minutes of like no material. I think I did one joke, and I truly had like
Fun time.
So much fun and was so myself.
I love that.
And it was like a
that.
brief little window of like the kind of performer I'm gonna be in like
I love
a few
that.
years.
I know what you mean.
But it takes like so much more of that, like chipping
Yeah.
away.
I had almost almost an opposite situation this weekend. I headlined for the first time.
Hell yeah.
Out in Maine.
Hell yeah,
thanks.
brother.
Well, not for the first time, but like out of state for
Yeah.
the first
Yeah.
time. And I had my set pretty down, and I actually did it. It all went the way I wanted it to, which was rare. I rarely do a set where I hit every note and people
Yeah.
laugh where I want them to. There's always at least one spot where I'm like, I wish they laughed.
Yeah,
just
yeah.
right
It's so
there.
awkward when you're like, you give it a second because you're like, oh, the laugh incoming, and then they don't, and you're like, okay.
That happened to me at the Naked Show in May. And you haven't bombed until a joke has bombed when you're naked.
I will never
Yep.
do that. But I'm
I
sorry, I
can't.
cut you
No,
off.
no,
Oh, it's
you're
okay.
good.
No, we can.
I
What? So
couldn't
what
do
happened
that.
in Maine?
No, I stuck very close to my material and did not. I riffed here and there, but it wasn't anything like where I was operating on full cylinder of like, I'm going off script.
Yeah.
It's completely, pretty much to the script, and I was pretty proud of mine. It was the opposite where I was like, wow, that worked out way better. Like it worked
Nice.
out way better than I thought it was without, again, like having a more of a free mind. I was like almost very
You need both,
particular
though.
about what I was doing.
I
Yeah.
think riffing, and I don't do it very often. I think riffing is about being present, and I'm not very good at that.
Yeah.
So it's a fantastic exercise in, like, just being in the moment and noticing what's around you instead of assessing the crowd for how they're reacting, which is a problem I sometimes get into. Is I'm like, okay, they're looking at this. Do they like me?
Yeah.
And I
Yeah.
think we all have like a need to be liked, but yeah, that's something that I'm like, if I just got up and didn't give a fuck, then like it'd probably be great.
Yeah, they notice it. The
Yeah.
energy you give out, you get back. Lame. Anyway, back. Hold on. Sorry, not because it's a lot of inside shop. And
So
not that I don't
neither
like
of you
to,
would
but-
do the
sorry.
naked. So for the people at home, there's a naked show in Bushwick where we are right now.
I would not
Neither
do
of you would do it.
I'm not.
No,
I
absolutely
cannot.
not.
Yeah, I'm not standing. I can't.
I've done
No.
it 3 times.
That could
That's
be-
like-
insanity.
You have great confidence. I can't.
work here. The thing is, with the men that go up, it's their dicks are fully retreating into
That's
them. Like
that.
it's
I
like,
can't do that.
it's
I
soft.
I know what it looks
Yeah.
like that. I'm not doing that. I'm not letting anyone see
Yeah.
that on purpose. You know what I mean? If I got pants coming out of the ocean, I'd be like pissed off.
I just feel like I don't. It's like I don't want to ride. I don't want to go skydiving.
I don't wanna go
want to.
skydiving.
It's like
yeah.
what life is so hard. Why am comedy is already so freaking hard and vulnerable. I don't want to be naked. I don't even like to be naked in my room alone.
Yeah, I don't. I even if I'm home alone, I'm not a naked person. I go shirtless, but that's about it. I don't go crazy.
Yeah, maybe
I go
I'd do
big
it in,
shirt, no
like-
pants.
Yeah, same. I was just gonna say I would do it big shirt, no pants.
That's a girl move. Yeah.
Yeah.
You can't.
Boys can't do big shirt.
can't-
No
We need the
can't,
poo.
dude. We can't because if
Tiny
you,
shirt, no
everyone's
pants.
every dude is walking around naked, and you'd be surprised how like you don't even realize it, and then you walk around a corner and something just like hooks you, like just your nuts, even like one of your nuts just gets like if I came out of my room naked, they would end up in that bike rack right there, like right. See that crevice? It would just
damn.
somehow one day. My roommates come out and be like, guys, just call 911.
My nuts.
So
Got
you
caught
have
in
to
a
tell the
bike.
emergency people that your nuts
It'd
are
be
stuck in the
so
thing.
bad,
It's
dude.
so embarrassing.
That would be, yeah, I'd be like, you can't laugh when I'm telling you why I'm calling you, but my nuts are cut
Do you think?
in my bike rack.
Do you think the 911 operators, like the hospital people? Well, I know this because my cousin is a doctor, and he once had to. They see a lot of people who come into the ER because they've shoved something up their ass that they
Yeah.
shouldn't. And my cousin showed us an X-ray of somebody, and it was a Yankee Candle.
How big?
Well,
The
it is the
regular-sized
shittiest
Yankee
candle.
It was a full-size candle.
That's a lot.
And then my uncle looks at him. He goes, "Was it an accident?"
Of course not.
I'm like, "No. What do you mean? Did you sit on it? Like,
What was
oh,
the
no."
scent?
yeah.
Oh, I don't know, but I'm wondering.
It was
Yankee
asshole
Candle's
scent.
trash.
Yeah.
It's probably like freaking bubble gum or something.
Clean
Yeah.
linen would be nice.
Clean.
Fresh asshole.
Yeah.
That one now, yeah.
Push it.
And I got news for you.
Yes.
That means you're gay.
We go.
Does.
Got my ass. Yeah, you know what I want to know? Did it like not even melt, but like did it? Yeah, something
I
had to
don't.
happen.
They had to be careful with the glass, so I
Oh,
don't.
it was still in the glass.
I
was
don't- I don't really know
I was
what
thinking
happens.
of one. I was thinking they at least took it out of
He
the glass.
didn't do it, so it's
Oh my god.
so he didn't have the facts, but yeah,
I
it's
can't-
rough.
I can't fathom a world where I'm putting a Yankee candle up my ass.
Yeah. The glass though. Now that I think about it, makes sense. My friend. Well, we haven't talked in a while. Anyway, we're buddies. My friend. We used to work
Person in
together.
your
Yeah.
life.
He's a gay man. And I was hanging out with him one night at his apartment, me and a bunch of other coworkers, and he showed us his glass dildo. And
Oh shit.
that freaked me out, and I was like, I don't understand.
Nope.
He's like, it's like thick, and I was, it's
Uh-uh.
like, and I was like, no, but like, aren't you
No
worried,
way.
like, if you like sat on it weird, it would shatter? He's like, no, it's way too. I was like, that's all I'm thinking about.
Yeah.
I just think crazy
No.
horror movie thoughts.
Yeah,
That's all. So I was always thinking like, what? If he slid off the bed with it in his
Yeah.
butt, and it just, and then it shatters, and it's
No
like
thanks.
a fucking.
yeah. We don't need.
You know what I
that.
mean?
We don't need that. Just make dildos out
People
of
are
silicone.
getting bored.
People
You
are
know,
so bored.
What's wrong with just, not putting glass up your asshole?
Yeah.
What happened to that?
What happened to that? What happened to the good old days?
Why are we putting anything up our asshole?
I think that everybody thinks, because now it's like you meet someone and you're like, "Hi, I'm Chloe," or whatever. They're like, "Hi, I'm Jim, and I like to be choked." Also,
Yeah.
favorite
Yes.
color green. It's like, I don't need to know that about
Yeah.
you
Right away. Again,
I
we
think
talked about this
every-
on the podcast.
I
last
think
time, too.
everybody thinks everybody's like having way more freaky sex than they are,
Yeah.
and then like
it's like me. They got choked one time, and we're like, that was nice.
I bonded with the guy that I was recently sleeping with over. We were both like, "Do you like that?" And he was like, "No," and I was like, "I don't like that either." And we're like, "Yay, let's
Yeah.
just fuck normally."
Yeah. Well, Zach Donato and I were talking about that on the latest pod, and we're like, why is everyone trying to pretend like vanilla sex is like wrong?
It
can be very good.
It can be great.
Especially
I mean,
to start.
Yeah.
When you meet when
Yeah.
you're just meeting someone, like the first time you guys hook up, you should stick to vanilla as long as like for the just to be on the safe side.
Orientation.
Orientation. If someone wants to
Yeah.
throw something in there, it's fine. Like especially if it's the girl, it's fine.
I
but
hooked
like,
up with
yeah.
someone earlier this week for the first time, and there was a choking incident. I didn't ask, but once I was like, "Can you stop?" He was like, "Okay." So I was
That
like,
well, I'll say this, ladies. Nowadays, you guys are like choking is like par for the
Yeah.
course.
yeah, it was par for the course. I didn't like. I was like, well, I think at one point I was like, "Can you just go a little lighter? Give me
Yeah,
applying
that's the
blood
thing. I
pressure
understand that.
to the throat,
Yeah.
please and thank you."
Is he doing? He's doing this or this side?
This.
Okay. All right. At least he got that side down.
Yeah,
guys immediately know that I want to be choked.
yeah. They know.
They're like, "You."
You do get
Yeah.
a vibe, yeah. You do
Yeah.
get a joke.
It's like, okay, yeah, you're picking up on my.
picking up.
And
That's
as
nice.
someone who doesn't mind choking, like giving a choke, I
Yeah.
also don't like to be choked. I'm,
Yeah.
I'm the complete opposite. It's insane.
I hate when a guy doesn't want to do it because I'm like, oh, what do you want to do? Love me?
Yeah,
Like,
yeah.
no, I'll do
get
it. But
in
if
there.
a girl starts choking me, I'm like, stop.
Yeah,
what are
yeah,
you doing?
no.
I'm
I
like
don't-
a fish.
I don't
It
do
starts
that.
happening. I get
Especially
freaked
in the
out.
beginning, I'm like, to be meaner. Like, don't.
Yeah.
I was like, this should be a little painful,
Yeah.
but also fun. Maybe that. I don't know about that.
Well, what are your? Because we got so sidetracked. It's not even a
sidetracked.
problem
Talking about
because we're just flowing.
Putting shit up your asshole.
Yeah, no, it's great.
Sex
we were
sells.
talking about dates. We were talking about dating. And
Okay.
I was wondering, what are your guys like worst dates you've been on?
Oh.
Like specific, or if you have a one you think of.
I need to start going on dates.
Oh
I don't really do a lot of that.
I've been doing a lot of working backwards with people.
Been going to apartments.
Yeah.
What's the worst? Like, has anyone's apartment been like this?
Okay.
Like
This
nice.
is the nicest
I bring
apartment.
people back to mine.
Yeah, I do it
okay.
at usually my place because I live
Unless
alone.
I
What's
know
the
'em.
weirdest apartment you've been to for a dude? How about that one instead of
Wait, I
worst
will
date?
tell my horror sex /
I have
dating
a silly
story.
date story, so you go first.
Okay.
Okay. It's not horrible. It's not great. Okay, I was hooking up with this guy who is in our profession.
We've all done
Yeah,
it.
yeah, who has not
Some of
done
us
it?
keep making that mistake
Yeah,
first, over
stupid.
and over.
Oh yeah, I'm a repeat offender.
Oh, yeah.
Please
Oh,
lock
God.
me
I've
up.
had who has it?
We
It just
just-
happens.
Okay, first he told me I had big feet. like as
This is such a that
straight
is
up as
stupid.
he's entering me.
She said, what? That's wild. This dude rules. Okay,
No!
he doesn't. But that is such a.
Then
I
he-
would never think of doing that.
Then
I'm
he
not
told
gonna
me
lie.
that I sounded like another girl.
This guy. Oh, so many bad things.
And
These thoughts would
then-
never. Oh my god!
Then
You don't say
I
these
wanted
things out
him
loud.
to leave so badly, and he was like, "Oh, but you want me to leave?" Like trying to get me to be like, "No, I want you to stay." But I was like, "Yeah, I do." And he was just
Yeah.
like, "Damn." And then he put
Stone-faced.
on my jacket, and I was like, "Take off my clothes and get the fuck out of my house."
Why did you put on your jacket? Just to like roll over and be like, I'm not leaving.
Oh no, I really don't.
He's confused about the jet.
But now you're looking at my feet. These are
No,
these
I'm
are-
sorry. I'm thinking about. I actually wasn't. I
but
was.
This is
but I wasn't. I was
interesting
thinking.
shoe. It's a big clog.
It's a cute shoe.
But I do have big feet. I'm a size 10,
No, but
and I'm
I-
like 5'4", so that is big.
I was genuinely thinking about
You know what? It's okay.
his point of view being like
And what would
the feet thing.
I'm like, is that what you're looking at?
I think he
confused.
was looking at my sneakers. I have a pair of Jordans that I had to buy in a size up
Yeah, okay.
because they were out of the ones I wanted,
Yeah.
and
That's
I didn't want to
hilarious,
wait, so I bought a size up. And I was like, "Oh, people aren't gonna notice." And then he was like,
You have that's
dunking
so
on me.
funny, dude.
Yeah.
That's the
and then he was
worst
like,
move.
"I don't know
Idiot.
why you don't want to hook up anymore." I was like,
Well.
because you suck. Because you're hella mean."
Yeah, that's wild. And just you don't say. I've had girls who I've had sex with who, in the middle of it, they look like a girl I used to have sex with, and I'm not gonna lie, huge plus because it's almost like you're switching it up. That is extremely weird.
You
to
think
say,
you're having a
but
threesome or
Yeah,
something?
you're like, oh, this reminds me of the, but it's a different.
Interesting.
Anyway, yeah, some dudes do this anyway, but I would never say that to that girl in the moment, and they never have heard about that because I don't think I've ever told anyone that. It's
Yeah.
it's not
Good.
it's not that
It's
weird.
not that weird, no.
No, but it's not
Especially if
even-
you have like a type.
well, I guess sort of black hair. That's what my friend Taylor
So
she always points
Asian.
out. I'm not.
Ding, ding,
Okay,
ding.
so I don't have it. I do not have an Asian fetish. Having said that, the girl I like hold in highest regard is Chinese.
Dude,
It's
you know
always
what?
them.
This is men.
She ruled. What do you want from me?
This
man?
is what it is. Like, I really think men fall in love with one girl, they break your heart, and then you never get over it.
Yeah, sometimes
That's
it switches out. Yeah.
yeah.
You find another one to fill that void, and then yeah.
Right.
And we didn't even break we not even break each other's heart. We're actually, I still send her memes of like The Wire and stuff.
Oh, that's healthy.
Yeah,
That's good.
It's back and forth. All right, whatever, dude. Other than that, we're cool. I never think about her. Whatever, dude. Moving on.
Anyway, I did attempt to go on one date, and the guy showed up drunk.
Dude, you're like the fifth girl who's told me about
Yeah.
dudes who show up
No,
drunk. You
it's
had
ha-
this too?
yeah, yeah, yeah.
Why?
And
I
the
know
thing
you're
is,
supposed to like feel like
I understand having
yeah.
a drink
On the
before,
date? Oh,
on,
so it's
or
on
like
the
even
date.
before, like if you're a little nervous, but like don't be wasted. That's such a turn off.
it's.
Yeah, like what am I gonna do? Like now I'm like your caretaker.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm your mother.
I don't even drink that much,
Yeah.
and I don't think I've gotten drunk on a date, but I would never show up to a drunk. That would be insane. I wouldn't even know how I would handle that. That's it's probably they're trying to get their wits down, and it just gets out of control.
All of the actual dates like I tried to go on have been under an hour.
That's wild.
Yeah.
Damn, dude.
But I
I-
schedule them in between mics, and I'm like, meet
Yeah.
at this diner.
Yeah, that's true. I think of the last date. I guess
Oh,
I guess
no.
it was a date. I guess
got-
it was a date, but it
See-
was at 11 p.m. on a Sunday, so I don't know if that's a date. That's just like
That's
something.
kind of, I mean, was it like drinks? Did
Yeah.
you meet out? Oh wait, you told me about this.
Yeah, no, it was like
That's a date.
It's something. I don't. It's a time where like you see somebody, you're like, what the? And I saw somebody I knew who was there who like, so I was like, whoa, all right, this is weird.
That's a date.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but I also recently. Are you done?
Yeah, I'm sorry.
No, it's okay. I don't want to like talk
No,
over.
no, I'm done. I'm done.
That's such a woman thing to do. Sometimes I look at emails that I write and I'm like, this is such a woman fucking email. I'm like, hi, if you have the time for it, it would be so helpful if you could do this, but no worries if not. I know you're really busy. Thanks, Sarah.
I text it like that.
Yeah.
Or about like gigs and stuff.
Yeah.
If you have time, no worries if you can't though. Anyways,
Yeah.
I
No
hope the show goes
press.
great. Yeah. See you at the next one. I'll hang either way.
This is a guy's perspective that I need though. So
Let's go.
would you, as a straight man, suggest a gay bar for a first date?
No. I wouldn't even think about it.
Yeah.
Okay. I went on a first date, and the 2 bars he suggested, both gay bars. And he was coming from, we were both coming from like the Soho area. So I'm like, I guess West Village makes sense, but like, you know, there are not, hell yeah, this guy's an ally. Hell yeah. Nice socks.
Oh, they're Pringles.
I thought they were rainbow socks.
I mean, I got a gay fan over here.
It's a
too.
gay fan. But so he suggested 2 gay bars, and I'm
Yeah.
like, I guess. So we go, and then we're there, and he's sitting with a glass of red wine with his legs crossed, and didn't say like I'm bi, none of that. Fully was like straight and seemed to really like me, but everything else was kind of gay, and I'm like,
It's a bit, and I love it.
and it was I don't want to do
I
a
don't
bit
think
because
he was
it's
doing
like I don't want it to be mean, but I'm like, oh,
I'm a bit like that.
yeah, it's like, oh yeah, and it just so I was so confused, and we were supposed to go on a second date, and he wanted to do like a brunch, and he picked the restaurant, and I looked it up, and on Google there was a flag that said LGBTQ friendly. I was like, Jesus fucking
Yeah,
Christ, dude.
Maybe just be like, hey, what are your thoughts on sucking dick?
Do you want to do it? Have you considered sucking dick?
Just wedge it in and be like, what's your stance on
What's your stance
Israel
on
Palestine? What's
Yeah,
your thought
man.
on sucking
Are
dick?
you pegging? Bring
Pegging.
it up. Be
Do
like,
you
pegging
want to be
first
pegged?
date. Yeah, first.
Yeah.
How's that for vanilla sex for him?
Yeah.
Is that too
I-
vanilla for you? Just ask him like that.
I'm not. There was like no sexual energy between the two of us. In my head, I'm like, oh, he's probably gay, but he doesn't know it yet.
That sounds like it, dude.
And we were like, in my head, I was
had.
like, bro, if you're gay, you'll see my tits faster, dude. We'll just
Hell yeah,
have a
dude.
couple shots, and it's gonna happen. So like, if you lean into it,
Yeah, my friend, my friend. I actually have two friends who are my platonic friends. I've had them for a long time, and one of them only one time has, in a drunk. We were both drunk. Showed me her tits. So, and it was very casual. Like I was like,
Here it is, yeah.
I was like, because she showed my other friends on a separate occasion when I wasn't there.
Yeah.
And we were hanging out one night, and I was like, "You showed Robbie your tits," and she was like, "Yeah." I was like, "We've been friends for a long time. Like, you mind?"
Did you show her your penis?
I did not, and I would have to like go.
Send her a dick pic.
You think I should
Even
be
the
like
playing
Taylor?
field.
I thought about this for a long time.
Yeah.
I owe you one.
Yeah,
Here's my penis.
absolutely. I'm
It's
always
just-
wondering what my friends' dicks look like.
I
couldn't just
wondering.
show her it though. I have
Sometimes-
to. I genuinely, again, I'd be afraid. It's like, you know.
That's the thing about the Naked
I
Show.
was
You
like,
learn
hey.
things about your colleagues that you didn't know before.
Oh, yeah.
Especially like there's some people who like it's smaller, but there's some people who you're like, oh, they're working with more than I thought, given their personality.
That's what I would. I think it'd be so fascinating to like just see all these dudes' dicks because I want to like.
I want to. Does
compare
that
it. I
explain
wanna
how you
match
act?
it. Yeah.
Does that explain how you act?
And they're set and just
there's some people who you're like that guy is a hog. Like you just know it.
yeah.
And that you can tell a guy that has a really big dick like in 30 seconds.
I think having a big dick as a dude can be a detriment to you.
It depends on how big.
Yeah.
Oh.
Not because like
Yeah.
you I don't know, it like allows I think it gives you more it allows you to coast on shitty behavior or like not achieving a lot because
Yeah.
you've
But it
got
also
you've
depends if it's really big. It hurts too.
That's where
That
I was
happened to
going.
me the other
Yeah.
day. I was like, what the fuck is that? An appendix? Like, is that an extra limb?
Yeah.
Like, okay, guess I gotta stretch. Like, I was like, oh my god. And he undersold it too. This guy was like, oh, it's I'm fine. I'm not working. I don't know if I was like, fine. What the fuck are you talking about? But yeah, but
my ex of 5 he had a really big dick and
You had to like pause.
I just like
You like thought about it really quick.
well
You're like,
because it's okay so for 5 years I was just like constantly coming and like I didn't
Nice.
when like my single friends would be like I'm not coming. And be like, I don't get it. What's going on? And now I'm out here and I'm like,
I get it.
Never coming.
Makes sense. Or they just I get it. I've not made every girl I've had sex with come, but I have a pretty decent track record.
Oh, yeah.
But the ones I don't, it usually has to do with antidepressants. I've found out.
Yep, that's
Yeah.
a big thing. That's a big thing.
I've found it out, and I was like, oh, that's cool. Like, I feel bad for them, but I'm like, it's nothing. I can't work. How hard do you want me to work?
Yeah. You need to work
I'm a
better than
sad
an
man.
antidepressant.
It's so it's exhausting.
Yeah. Yeah, no, that's fair. And it's like, what are you going to do in that situation, you know?
Yeah. But it is what it is. Since we're already in that, I was actually worried about asking you this, Sarah, but you already went. We've gone so far in, it doesn't really matter at this point. You're a big Taylor Swift fan.
Oh, yeah.
You love
I
Taylor
love
Swift.
Taylor Swift.
Do you love Taylor Swift?
I think she's cool.
I could, yeah.
There's some bops for sure.
I don't understand it.
Here we go. Here we go. All right.
But I have a question for you
What's the question?
specifically regarding this because
Yes.
I already know the answer, but I
Yes.
just want to see your reaction. So, let's say it's the opposite of the date the other night. You go out with a straight guy, straight bar. You're having a great time.
Yeah.
Chemistry's off the chain.
Yes.
Like you're like, I can't wait to get this guy out of here. You bring him back to he brings you back to his apartment. It's nicer than this apartment. You guys start going at it. Hardcore. It's passionate. It's awesome. Your eyes are rolling in the back of your head. He's giving it to you hard. He's got a big dick
All right.
like Chloe's
All right.
ex-boyfriend.
Hell yeah.
In the middle of like orgasm number 3, he goes, I have a confession to make. I hate Taylor Swift.
Oh, man. All right. Well, no.
What? And he means it. Like he's
means
like,
it.
I mean, I hate her. I genuinely don't
Okay,
like that
I
you even
think-
like her.
Wow. All right. Because I've been with dudes who don't like Taylor Swift.
No, but it's
before.
like he lied also about liking her before. I forgot to mention that.
Okay, that's like it's a betrayal. But here's the thing: one, I'm very much a like proponent of having your own fucking shit. So like I have people that I can talk about Taylor Swift with and forever. So I don't need that guy to be like the person who likes Taylor Swift. But also I would go through the discography and be like, well, you don't like her because it's the early era, and then this is when she turned to pop, and this is where she kind of went like like emo for her, and then like and this is when folklore came, and it was a total departure. Like I'm gonna like
See, there you go. See, that's
what what
I
I would do.
get an Adele. I get Adele. When I hear Adele, I'm like, she cuts me deep.
So
I love
talented, yeah.
Adele.
I've like smoked joints and like thought intensely about women while listening to Adele that I love, and that's that. Or I get like an Avril Lavigne. I love Avril Lavigne. That's my girl. It's my fave.
I
Probably.
sang Avril Lavigne 4th grade talent show, The Music Skip, one of my more traumatic
Avril
moments.
Lavigne song?
Skater Boy.
Well, yeah, I was like,
Skater
happy
Boy?
Skater Boy.
It's
Gotta be
skipped.
Skater Boy.
That
Dude,
sucks
that
so bad.
yeah, Skater Boy. Oh man, that song.
And it's skipped.
yeah,
That sucks, dude. That had to have sucked.
yeah, it was
You're looking
so
at me like, stop
traumatic.
bringing it up.
Yeah.
No. It's funny now. It's my origin story.
I love Avril Lavigne, dude. You guys
fucking
have no idea.
love
She's
Avril
had a
Lavigne.
huge resurgence lately.
She has, and she was like this. The first song I remember really like loving was "Complicated" by Avril
Watch
Lavigne.
out's gonna make things
That's
so
cool.
complicated. I used to wear a
So
tie
good.
to school.
Ooh,
Yeah.
styling.
Yeah.
I'm a big don't tell me guy. That's mine. And girlfriend. Girlfriend's just
Oh,
hilarious.
so good.
Girlfriend's
That's
so
just-
good.
We love a little bit of misogyny in a song. That's
Yes.
where it hits.
Yeah.
Taylor Swift has one song like that. It's called "Better Than Revenge." And sometimes when I listen to it, I feel like I'm betraying my morals. But I'm like, yeah, that girl is a slut. She's a fucking bitch. Like,
Sometimes you don't like another person and they happen to be a girl. you know?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Thank you
yeah.
for admitting that, ladies.
Yeah.
yes, no, of course.
There's a
people
lot
you
of
don't
female
like.
comedians who go around who are like, yeah, all women. I support all the women. I'm like, but I know you don't. I know you don't. I've
There's
seen
also
it.
some female comedians who hate who are like, I don't like women.
Yeah, there's
Yes.
both.
Well,
yeah.
there's a
Yeah,
lot
I've
of
seen
girls
that
like that
too.
in general, and I'm like, what the fuck? Stop! Why are you stop it? Like,
Yeah.
stop it.
I do like an in between.
Yeah.
I feel like if a woman's like super pro women, I'm like psycho, and if a girl's like I hate all women, I'm like you've had horrible, like something's wrong with you.
I mean, I feel like I'm like overarchingly like pro woman. Like I want all women to succeed, but I don't necessarily need to be along for that journey if I don't like you.
yeah.
Yeah.
And I say
Yeah.
I've
I
had
don't wish anyone
mostly
harm.
like female friends most of my life, but I mean, yeah, if I don't like someone, I don't like someone. I have to roast another woman though in a couple weeks,
Oh,
and I'm a
who?
little scared about it. Britt Miggs, she seems very nice. Never met her.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, she seems like super nice, and she's like, I'm like, I don't, I think you're cool, and like the thing is, we're kind of similar, so I don't know what I'm gonna say about her that's not a self own really. Anything I'm trying to like write these jokes, and I'm like, this is gonna bomb so hard, dude, and the audience is gonna love it. It's gonna be like two hot girls calling each other sluts, and all the dudes are gonna fuck. And I so much more enjoy roasting just some lame fucking dude. Like I love that. It's my favorite thing in the world. But another woman, it's like, oh, I can't be that mean. Like, or I could be, but
Could be though. You could just cut her head.
That's
off.
why I like can't do roast because I feel like people would truly figure out that I'm like evil.
you would be so good.
Because I'm just like I have roasts written down for people that I'm like I'll never do a roast because I
Right.
can't take it. But when I'm at an open mic, I'm like, if I did roast you, what would I say?
I don't
Like
want to
I'm
do the
locked and
roast
loaded.
because I don't like. Mainly, I watch like what the judges do, and I don't really agree with them most of the time.
Yeah.
and I don't think
It's very arbitrary.
Yeah, and I don't like their snarky comments most of the time. Like,
Yeah.
genuinely, some of them I'm like, yo, that wasn't like that's just lame. Like, it pissed me off, and it's just
Yeah.
so I don't want to do
It would
Just-
make me feel so bad, and I know it.
yeah.
don't
Maybe
know how
one
you do
day.
it.
Maybe one day.
I think I'm gonna have done like 7 or 8 this year. So it's like
Damn.
2 and then 2 less. There's like too many roasts in a year. But the reason I like it is because I find it's something it's very easy to get good at it very quickly. You just have to learn the formulas and you have to be creative about it. Like it's almost like right now I have in my spreadsheet and I have like I'm preparing for 2 of them. So one of them is like a character roast. It's like me two versus you two. And that's not a good example because I'm talking about a band. But anyways, so another person, like say I was roasting you, I'd be like, I would think about like, Alex, like I will hear, it's almost like Mad Libs. I'll think like Alex looks like this person, fucked this person, and then did this. And I just have to fill in the blanks.
Oh,
And
that's
it's
smart.
like,
Give away your secrets.
so and it's just easy to be punchy and throw it away. But then also it's like you're spending time writing jokes that you're never going to use again. So it's like, I don't know how useful it is.
Yeah, I've seen that. I don't know. Maybe one day. Like I said, I just.
Do you want us to roast you right now?
If you want, it's up to you guys. We got 10
Nah.
minutes to kill.
No, I'm good. I'm good.
Well, I have another silly question.
What are your silly
you guys have
questions?
thought. I was sitting in the park today, and I always think, like, I'd sit and daydream, try to think of bits.
That's great.
But I'm 31, and I don't.
Are you really?
Yes.
I thought you were much younger.
Hell yeah, dude.
I were like 25.
Oh, this is great.
Yeah.
I'm feeling good. Sorry. I was just
yeah.
looking off like, hell yeah, dude. I keep
Still got it. I'm a young buck.
Keep exercising or whatever. I don't know what I do. I eat semi-shitty. Those hot dogs are like, that's part of my lunch.
That's the fountain of youth.
I had potatoes
Yeah.
and green beans with them, but still.
Oh, yeah.
You know what I mean?
That's good.
I'm trying.
Vegetables.
And I have the fruit. Anyway. Okay. Thank you. Feeling good. Anyway. I still have thoughts from when I was a kid, like, and I'll be very specific, like daydreamy thoughts. Like everywhere I go, at least once a day, I will imagine what would happen if a dinosaur just started causing a ruckus. Like I'm not exaggerating. Like if I'm in the city, I'm like, what if a T-Rex just ran through the street right now and knocked over
yeah.
that car? I think about that at least once a day, and as a child, I was like, I would constantly think about that, and I was like, one day I won't think about these things.
Yeah.
Here
So
we
I was
are.
wondering if you guys have any retarded childhood thoughts that still enter your brain where you're like, I should have
interesting.
not thought about this by now as an adult. because that's something I'm currently struggling with, and I thought it would be silly to bring up, but you're both looking puzzled off.
I'm trying to think about what that is.
You guys are sitting there like he is really a child.
No, I'm just. It's funny because like you were saying that, and I was like, yeah, I do that, but I'm always thinking about getting shot.
Me too. I'm thinking intrusive
too.
thoughts about.
Yeah. I do that.
I think about like something gonna fall on my head, like an air conditioner. Like I think about
I think falling. I am so afraid to fall down the steps, and that's how I die.
These are intrusive
Me
thoughts.
too, yeah.
I've also had thoughts. I watched gangster movies way too much for a long time, and I would just look at people in the street and imagine if someone like mob assassined them, like you're talking about, but not me. Like someone just walked up behind them and just. And then they had the like. Yeah.
There was a period of time when I was watching so much Law and Order SVU.
Okay.
It was earlier this year. I would have it on while I got ready. I would have it on like just like in the background. And there came a point where I was like going to meet my friends at a bar, like all on the west side, and I live right now in like Nolita area. So I figured I'd just walk all the way west because it's a good night. And I took an edible. And I had watched SVU, and I was walking to I thought I was gonna get raped and murdered so brutally. I was like walking through the West Village, like, and so that's when I had to stop. I had to stop with that because it was so bad. Yeah.
I used to watch that show with my mom. Didn't think of anything of it at the time. It's a weird show to watch with your mom.
Yeah.
It's just in hindsight, I was like, like all the Law and Orders, but I remember like. SVU a lot and being like, what the fuck is going on, dude? Oh well.
Scary. I can't smoke weed and be out in the world. I can't even text. I can't even carry a conversation with my roommate. Dude, like the only time I ever text my one roommate is like, sorry about the kitchen last night. I was trying to talk to you and I just couldn't. It's terrible.
I operate on weed. It's weird.
I feel like I'm pretty good being high in public.
Dude, I do too much high. I do like what most people can't do high.
Are you high right now?
A little bit.
Oh.
Just a little. Not like too high, but like
a nice amount. I've learned how to get like a nice amount of high, like when smoking, because there have been times when I've just like taken too many hits of a joint and been like, ooh, ugh. So I've learned kind of how to do it. But that's why I like edibles more because you kind of know, but you don't know how strong they're going to be. So that's like...
Edibles knock me out now. I can't. They don't get me stoned the way I want, and when they do, I pass out.
Yeah,
I like microdosing mushrooms.
I like microdosing. I thought about doing that before I came here, but I knew. Oh, you guys want to hear something crazy about microdosing? So a couple weeks ago, I was working late, and sometimes when I microdose shrooms, I get very productive, and I had like a big deliverable. So I took. I think it was like 200, 300 milligrams of shrooms. And I felt so good. I was like on top of everything. I was like cleaning. I like got all my spreadsheets in, but I was trying to go to bed and shrooms keep you up. And I forgot that. So I was like trying to do these like breathing exercises and I literally felt my body fall asleep, but my brain was awake. I could feel my limbs were numb. I could feel everything, but I was like, I think I'm in an active state of sleep paralysis right now, but it's kind of cool.
I like that.
Yeah.
That sounds like that's what I want to do when I'm on edibles or anything.
Yeah.
Like I got to start doing shrooms, I guess. Because I used to do that on edibles. Like I would sit there and be like, okay, I can't move, but I don't care. Like, you know what I mean? Like I'm having a great time just sitting there. But I can't do that anymore. I fall asleep or I just don't feel stoned.
Yeah.
I just go about my day. Looks like I gotta get into microdosing. One day soon.
Or dosing. Dosing's fun. But you gotta clear your day.
Oh yeah, I had my first bad trip recently.
Oh no,
I never had a bad trip on mushrooms, and I shouldn't have taken them because I was already like crying.
Oh
yeah.
And then I took
not a state of
some,
mind for it. Yeah.
And I had a bad trip. It was crazy. It was like literally like comically bad. Like it was like clowns, like I'm like seeing clowns and shit. And then I was just like at one point I was like inside my shirt because I was like trying to hide, and I said out loud, I was like, this isn't even what you're scared of. Like, this is like you've created these images in your mind. You're scared of being alone, Chloe.
Oh my God.
And then the next day I opened my laptop and there's just one line written down and it was like, whoever invented daddy issues nailed it. That was
There
my
you go.
trip.
Do it. There you go.
Yeah.
I've tried to write on shrooms, and I'm like, or what? Sometimes weed too will do this, where I'll think of bits, and I'm like, oh, this is gonna crush, and then like
Oh,
I
yeah.
try it, and I'm
Yeah.
like, that was the stupidest joke anyone has ever written,
Yeah.
A
probably.
million times.
I've never written a good thing under the influence.
I definitely have, but I know exactly it. I recently, well, but like, I used to smoke weed all the time and then go on stage. And I was like,
Can't do that.
it
I forget
calms me
everything.
down.
Yeah.
I also think
The
on
opposite,
myself like
yeah.
immediately. If
You
I'm
what?
like, I think on myself.
okay.
Like I'll tell, I'm like, hey, I'm Chloe. I'm high.
Yeah.
No, I used to just get lost or forget
Yeah.
shit on stage. It
Yeah.
was so embarrassing. And I was like, I'm going to just stop smoking. And I have. And I've gotten much better because of that. I don't smoke before I go on stage anymore.
Yeah.
I'll smoke the day of I go on stage, but I don't. Not like leading up. I used to like go out before and like rip a bowl and be like, all right, let's
Oh,
go.
damn.
I know people who do that. I know.
Yeah, me too.
I know a bunch of people who like are very big stoners and they're always high. So I'm like, I guess if you're like, you're used to it, but no, I would forget shit. I've gone up high a couple times by accident, or like I was high and they were like, oh, you want to go up? And I can't be like, no, I'm too high. They'd be like, all right, pussy.
Yeah.
So I've done it, but it's like, I'm always thinking like, they're all gonna know that I'm high. It's
Doesn't
crazy.
matter anymore.
Yeah.
That my brain is slower when I'm
Yeah.
smoked out on stage. It's bad. But if someone, oddly enough, I'm not expecting it, and someone's like, "Do you want to go on stage?" and I'm high, I can like
Get it. You can snap into
better.
it. Yeah.
But if I like prematurely am like sabotaging myself, it does not go. Not at all. Because it's like a thing. It's like you like snap into it.
Yeah.
If you're not expecting to go on stage, it's different. But if you're expecting to go on stage all day and I smoke, I'm like, I know I'm not going to do well. Or the only time I do smoke now is if the show is like a chaos. Where I'm
Yeah.
like, this is such a dog shit experience. I don't even care if I'm
Yeah.
high.
Yeah.
Yeah. Because then it takes me out of, if I'm too sober and it's dog shit, I focus on how bad it is.
Yeah.
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 What's the worst show you've done?
What do you mean by worst?
I mean, recently,
Craziest experience? Just like the show. Maybe not like your worst bomb, but like just the whole time.
there's been a few. The most recent one, shout out to Ben Callahan, cool guy. He does stand up out here. I don't know if you guys.
Yeah,
met
yeah,
him.
yeah.
He's the man.
Cool, that's
He-
cool.
But he did a show at a restaurant, and it was in the front of the restaurant that had its it was essentially in the front of the restaurant in
Yeah.
the opening, like in between the patio and the sitting area. And we were talking to the inside and the outside of the restaurant. It was just chaos, and it was just not
Yeah.
not
restaurant-
conducive for
Was it
stand-up.
ambush?
Ambush shows are tough.
It was one of those. Yes, it's one of those. I've seen a lot of bad ambush shows. Yeah, I don't.
Comics were really the rats of the city.
Really are. We
Yeah.
come out, people see
like
us, they're like,
termites.
no.
Yeah,
We're like, we're here.
just
making your life
unwanted.
better.
Yeah,
Yeah.
unwanted.
These
We're the only ones who want to be there.
I did
got-
one at a
yeah.
bar in Fidei that was like that, and it was just like a Monday at like I think fucking 6 p.m. These people wanted to have a nice happy hour. And we were just there. Literally nobody laughed the entire time
Oh
for
my
anybody's
God, dude.
set, and we like these two people were on a date, like a first date, and it was like Fashion Week, I guess, and people kept asking them like. He's like, oh, you're going to take her to a hotel later, whatever. I'm like, this woman is uncomfortable. Don't talk to her anymore. Like,
Yeah.
it was, when I got to my set, thank fuck these two girls came in and they were like into it. So, but I'm like, this is the time when I'm like embarrassed to be a comic, you know?
Yeah.
It's like, I ruined someone's night tonight.
Done that. I once recently too, the worst, actually it is the worst gig I think I ever did. I was already in town I did a gig in town, and then I stayed in Connecticut. I was in Connecticut, stayed in Connecticut to do a gig in Mass. Got to the gig. The host, I was 15 minutes early. The hosts weren't even there yet. One of the hosts showed up, found out the other host wasn't coming, and that was the one bringing the audience or whatever. And then we did a show for, I think, 4 open micers who were just hanging out for the show, and they were rude in the audience. It was terrible. One of the comics, she went on stage. She's an older woman. She went on stage, did one joke. The comics like heckled her, and she was like, "I don't want to do this," and just got off stage. It was horrible. The headliner, Chris Warren, you remember Chris Warren? Yeah, he did, I think, 10 minutes, and then was like, "So guys, like, is this it?" And they were like, "Yeah," and he's like, "Are we good? Like, do you guys even care?" And they were like, "We're good." And he was like, "All right, that's it." And then just got off stage. Was like, "I'm not doing any more time."
Yeah, that's
and it was
brutal.
So horrible.
Rough. It's rough.
We got paid, but we were like, "Dude, this was a waste of time."
Yeah.
And it was. It was a waste of a whole fucking day. I could just come back to the city and just hung out with the other rats.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Yeah, you might get more out of just like a pop-in mic in the city.
Yeah.
No, for real. I could have gone to more mics.
Yeah.
It's
It's a gamble. That's
Comedy.
what it is.
Kooky.
You guys, we've hit an hour.
Oh,
we
yeah.
can keep going if you want, but if you want, we can wrap it up if you guys got stuff to do.
No, I don't care. You got any other burning
other burning
questions?
questions for us?
No, not really. I was going to say, should I start watching Sex and the City? Because I feel like
Watch the original.
That's
Yeah.
obviously.
Yeah.
I'm not going to start with the.
I think it's
spin-off.
have you watched it?
Just for
me too.
references.
I've watched it
and
all of-
since I'm single and I live in New York now.
It's funny. It's really funny. It's like a really good, like, entertaining show.
You should watch Girls.
Girls.
I don't like Girls as
I don't
much.
watch Girls. I don't like Leah Dunham.
Why? Why?
Because she molested her sister.
No,
with
she
stones
didn't.
or
Did you read the book?
No, I just heard about that thing. I thought it was.
Yeah,
I have not
nobody
heard
knows
about
what the
this.
fuck they're talking about.
Yeah, I don't care.
Lena Dunham, I will back her up. till the day
I watched the
die.
first episode of Girls and I couldn't.
People
do
just
it.
like to hop on that bandwagon because we find one woman who like had a huge accomplishment when she was 24. So obviously, no one can celebrate a young woman like writing her narrative and maybe mishandling it at times because she was fucking 24.
She's so young.
And
That's right.
yeah, like that's crazy. I don't know. Anyway,
Sex and the City's good though. It's
But
good.
Sex
Maybe
and the
one
City's
day.
good.
Maybe.
It's
I keep running into references for it. And I'm like,
Yeah.
should I watch this show?
it's so funny because it's like the lead Carrie, like it's so funny. Clearly she like never works. She like has so many shoes.
she's like
It's
not
fun-
a. Sorry, I keep
She's not a
cutting
good
off.
writer.
I'm sorry.
So it's not even a good writer, really.
Well, there's no way she's living on that salary.
No.
She like writes for a little gazette.
Yeah, from the one column a week.
Yeah.
And she's like, I couldn't. She said in one episode, she's like, she's like, she couldn't find things to talk about. I'm like, that's your job, dude, to write a column for 500 words. And she's like, and it's like, I couldn't help but wonder, are we sluts? And I'm like, you're a journalist. Like, I don't know.
Probably.
There's one.
Damn, sluts.
Yes.
Yeah.
Had to do it again.
There's
it's
one.
a slut heavy episode.
It's a slut heavy
so
episode. What are you gonna say? There's one episode.
That might be the name.
It'll be the name.
be
Sluts
the
are
name.
us.
Sluts.
Slut heavy.
These
episode.
girls are sluts.
Girls and sluts.
That's fine, man.
And
I'm a bit
if
of
you're
a
an
slut.
open micer watching this, don't no.
Yeah, no, slide in their DMs. Do it. Both of them, same messages.
No, I'm trying.
Sure,
I'm
so
really
have you-
trying to go on dates.
Me too.
I'm
I'm
trying
not
to-
succeeding. I'm going.
I'm gonna demand what I deserve in this life.
I went on a real date the other week, and as soon as I sat down, I was like, "Oh, how far did you come? Where do you live again?" He's like, "Staten Island," and I'm like,
Oh.
"Okay." And then a couple 30 minutes later, it's the reveal that he lives with his parents on Staten Island.
Oh,
At first, he was
no.
like, "I live with my brother," and I was like, "Oh, okay." He's like, it's our. Then he's like, "Oh, like our family house." I'm like, "Fuck, okay." And then
It's a co-op. I live in a co-op.
and he's like, I'm about to buy an apartment. I'm like, okay. He's like, yeah, definitely on Staten Island. And I was like,
Yeah.
no.
oh my god.
Hell yeah. I when I lived with my mom, I went on dates, and oddly enough, not that much of a deterrent. I guess the way I would phrase it too. Not that like I hit it. I was just like, I live with my mom because I'm trying to save up money to like move to the city
Yeah.
and stuff. But
Yeah.
I don't know. Maybe
This dude grew up on Staten Island, like he's
keep
never
giving-
left.
Every time you refer to this man, you give like a Staten Island accent. You're like, this dude.
He didn't even have an
Staten
accent like that.
Island.
Jabroni.
He didn't
Yeah.
even have an accent like that. I'm just thinking about. I feel like everyone from Staten Island sounds like Greg and Rob. Like,
Yeah,
I love those guys so much.
Man, dude, those dudes are funny. They're funny. They like movies. The cinephile bit,
Yeah.
solid bit.
This guy fucks movies.
This guy fucks movies. Shout out Greg and Rob. Anyway, ladies, do you have anything to plug? Projects, podcasts, social
You wanna
media,
go?
shows, whatever. Let them know.
Follow me on Instagram at Bay Romano. It's like Ray Romano. Because I am another Italian comic with a funky voice.
Sarah.
Yeah, you can follow me on Instagram at Sarah Barnitt, and my show is called Thirst Trap Comedy, and it's going to be at St. Mark's Comedy Club on September 28th, 10 p.m. So
Hell yeah.
Hell yeah.
the Thirst Trap thing is a bit. People think it's not a bit, but it's a bit, guys. It's a bit. That's why we advertise it with half-naked photos for the bit.
Yeah.
Sex sells.
Yeah.
Also,
I'm fucking hoping it sells.
I also
Sell
have
tickets.
a bit show that I'm working on too. But follow me, as always, at Silly Selly on Instagram. Follow the Instagram's podcast, the podcast Instagram, Yes Offense podcast. Please also subscribe on YouTube. You can watch a video on YouTube and Spotify. And if you listen on iTunes, please write us a review. That would mean a lot. And I also have a bit show coming up called One of Us is Gay. It's me and Pete Angelo's show out in Williamsburg. It's at Hatchets and Hops, September 14th. It's a Thursday night. If anyone out there lives around here in Brooklyn, please come to that. If it goes well, we can turn it into a monthly. So that'll
Hell
be
yeah.
fun.
Oh yeah.
And Bailey Pope's on that show. Chris Metcalf's on that show. And Chris Vega is also on that show.
Hell
It's
yeah.
going to be fun. It'll be a good one.
Stacked.
And as of right now, nothing else. There is something I had to... Whatever. Nope, that was it. I forgot it. Oh, well. I thought there was one other announcement I had, but it's fine. Next show. I'll figure it out. Anyway, ladies,
Thank you for having
coming
us,
on.
man.
This was a
Thanks for
lot of
having
fun.
me.
See you later, nerds.
Bye.